I'm living in a different reality today than what I was even just 1 year ago. And I think as time passes, you should regularly be thinking about, what do I want to be doing now? What do I want my life to look like? And not just now, but in the future as well. And I think also with COVID, a lot of people started to realize that working less is a key. Less is more. And you can only work less if you've got the right plan in place, because otherwise you end up chained to the machine, trading hours for dollars. And a lot of people are able to work from home now, but they're still not able to get genuine freedom.
You're listening to The Growth Booth, the show focused on achieving lifestyle freedom through online businesses. Whether you're looking for step-by-step strategies to start building an online business, simple game plans to grow your business, or proven lifestyle freedom frameworks, you are in the right place. Stay tuned and be sure to join the thousands of listeners already in growth mode.
Welcome to The Growth Booth, and welcome to episode number 52, which is the first episode of 2023. So Happy New Year. I think with 2022 in the books, it's time to charge forward and start thinking about how you can make 2023 your best year yet. And at least for me anyway, the end of 1 year and the start of another is a natural reflection point. And it's a time when I like to reflect on my life, think about my achievements that I may have had over the past year, desires, and focus in on what's really important. And I think for me, over the past 6 years, something that I've really noticed is it feels like time has sped up. And my son was born 6 years ago, my daughter 4 years ago, and obviously they're no longer babies, they're no longer toddlers, they're little humans. They've got their own dreams and desires, their own agendas, and everything that entails. And the last 6 years have gone by in a heartbeat. And this is something that I've been reflecting on a lot and thinking about, what do I want my life to look like today? Because I'm living in a different reality today than what I was even just 1 year ago. And I think as time passes, you should regularly be thinking about, what do I want to be doing now? What do I want my life to look like? And not just now, but in the future as well. And I think also with COVID, a lot of people started to realize that working less is a key. Less is more. And you can only work less if you've got the right plan in place, because otherwise you end up chained to the machine, trading hours for dollars. And a lot of people are able to work from home now, but they're still not able to get genuine freedom. Now, I'm going to talk a lot more about this today, and I've actually got a book that I'm going to give away to you as well, and I'll share what the details are of that in just a moment and how you can get it. But I want to start, first of all, by talking briefly about my vision for my life, because I think it might help you start thinking about things that you can build into a vision of your own if you want to do that. So I've got a vision which I sum up in 5 words, and that is lifestyle freedom and memorable moments. And we can unpack this a little bit because it means so much more to me than just those 5 words. Now, lifestyle freedom means a way that I've got business success, which gives me the finances to do the things that I want to do. It also reflects the wealth that I want to generate and the investments that I want to make, because that allows me to build a legacy and enable lifestyle freedom for other people. But lifestyle freedom also represents the mental and physical health that I need to have, because that enables me to be present both physically and mentally and really enjoy my life. It also represents not being tied down, because it needs to allow for geographic freedom to be able to move around. Otherwise, I won't be able to enjoy myself to my fullest. And time freedom, which is probably, if not the most important, one of the most important at all, so I can spend the time that I have doing the things that I care about. Now, the other half of my vision is memorable moments, and this is about creating memorable moments, obviously, and the way that this looks for me is making sure that I've got an abundance of time to spend with my kids, with my family, so that I can have fun times with my friends and my loved ones. It means being able to do special holidays, go off on once in a lifetime adventures and experiences. So last year we did a few of these things, a few things that I'm going to remember, I think, forever. One of them was we went to Sardinia and we travelled around a little bit. We stayed in some amazing hotels and we had a real fun time as a family. We then went to the French Alps, and a few months later I did a road trip through France, Switzerland, Monaco and Italy in a Ferrari F8 Spider. And this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that I'll remember forever. This is like a dream come true, and I'm going to remember that, and I want to be able to create more memories like that. And most importantly, memories that I can share with other people. And then the final part of my vision is giving back to the community and charity and doing things that will help others. So lifestyle freedom is really a mixture of having the dollars you need, the money, the time, the fitness, the geographic freedom, and memorable moments related to family, friends, community, and charity. And this is just my vision, and you'll likely have some overlaps. There'll be some parts of that might resonate with you, but I'm sure there are other things that are more important in your life. But I'm sharing all of this today because the message that I really want to get to is about time. And if you don't move fast and move deliberately, actually that's more important than moving fast, then time just evaporates and it just passes you by. Now, there's a really interesting blog post by a guy called Tim Burton. He's got a book as well, where he provides quite a unique perspective on time relating to each of our lives, and he does it in a visual way. In fact, if you're listening to this podcast, what I actually recommend you do for this episode is you watch the video version of it, because I'm about to start describing some things which will be so much easier for you to understand and sort of to grasp if you can see them. So the way that you can watch the video version of this is you can go to YouTube and you can just search for The Growth Booth episode 52 and you'll find it, or you can go to thegrowthbooth.com, navigate to the podcast section and find episode number 52, and you'll be able to see the video version there. So what Tim Burton does is in his post he starts off by drawing a table. So I want you to imagine in your mind a table that's got 10 columns and 9 rows. If you imagine what this looks like, you end up with 90 squares, because you've got 10 columns across, 9 rows down, and each square on that table represents a year in your life. And this is a representation of a lifespan of 90 years, which is actually quite generous, because the average life expectancy in the USA is 77, in the UK it's 81, in Australia it's 83, so the life expectancy for most people is not currently 90 years, but anyway, for the sake of this example, let's say you're going to live to 90 years and you are able to draw out this grid, 10 columns across by 9 rows down. Each one of those little squares represents a year in your life. Now, we can take this one step further and create a table or a grid that's 36 columns across and 30 rows down. And when you do this, you'll be looking at 1,080 squares, and each one of those squares represents a month in your life. And again, it's based on living to 90 years. It gets even more powerful, though, when you break your life down into weeks. So if you do that, you end up with 90 rows and 52 columns in each row. So each one of the rows represents a year and each column represents a month. And again, check out the video version of this to see what this looks like. But the power here is it gives you a visual perspective of your life, and it's very vivid, and I think it's the best sort of perspective that I've ever seen on this. And when you actually print one of these things out or start colouring in each one of these little squares when a week passes you by, you begin to realise just how quickly time passes you by. And if time really does move quickly, and if life really does seem to be short sometimes, then surely figuring out how to own it needs to be your top priority. And this is where online business comes in, and this is why I've been spending so much time recently reflecting on my own vision, and in particular the time component of it, because without time everything else kind of falls down. So I feel like 2023 should be about owning your own destiny, and doing so in a way where you focus on less is more, or on building a lifestyle that provides you with enough time freedom, enough financial freedom, enough geographic freedom to be able to do what you really want to do. And in terms of how online business fits into this, I think there are a couple of models that enable you to scale and to automate without needing to invest a huge amount of your own time. But the one that we in our business are definitely most focused on in 2023, which is without doubt, the one that's geared most, I think, towards this lifestyle freedom objective, is a subset of affiliate marketing. And it's something that is different to what most people imagine when they think about affiliate marketing, because I'm talking about a model where the traffic is easy to get, it's easy to track, and it's easy to manage, and where you don't have to worry about customer support. You don't have to worry about dealing with inventory like we do in the e-commerce world. You don't have to worry about creating content like videos or blog posts or anything else. There are no logistics to worry about. There are no refunds, no returns, no customer support, I think, or any other of the common headaches. And the reason for this is because we don't actually sell anything on these websites. Now, this style of web page, I say web page, it really is a web page more than a website, but this style of web page is something that we've been building since 2006, and it was the first way that I made a lot of money online, and it's where we get paid commissions. So it is a subset of affiliate marketing. We get paid commissions, but the main difference here is we don't need to sell anything, and we do this by capturing information from visitors and then passing this information on to companies that pay us for this information. And this is something that is 100% legitimate. It's been used for many, many years, and some of the biggest companies in the world participate in this. So, for example, Apple participate in this model, paying out people like me who can provide them with information. Microsoft, Uber, Airbnb, lots of credit card companies, banks, insurance companies, and so much more. Many massive businesses participate, and it fits the model of a lifestyle business perfectly because there is not really much maintenance, and because the way that we drive our traffic is so simple, and because the way that we make money requires no sort of operations, if you like, on our side. Now, I'm talking about this, but we do continue to run our e-commerce businesses. We love them. We still have our software companies, and we'll continue to run our Blueprint Academy Mastermind and provide business education as well, because we enjoy these things. But in terms of earnings per minute invested, in terms of achieving that lifestyle balance, the business model that I'm talking about here today absolutely gives us the highest return on investment. I mean, it's not even close when you start looking at it in that light. Now, I mentioned earlier that I've got a book that you can download today, and I feel like that's going to be the best way for you to start sinking your teeth into this and really understanding what I'm talking about. And you can get that by heading over to 123profit.com, and this is where you can download the book. And I wrote this book to be able to share more information with you. It's around about 50 pages long, and it gets into the specific details. Now, 123 Profit is the name of the educational program that I'm releasing this year, and this is something that I do every January, and it's normally the only educational sort of course, if you like, that I do in a calendar year, and it's certainly the only one that I'm planning on doing this year. So you can find out more about that and download the book at 123profit.com. And in the next couple of episodes, I'm going to be delving a little deeper into this, starting next week in episode number 53, where I'm going to be sharing a series of interviews that I'm going to be doing with members of our pilot program of 123 Profit. These are people that came in and have been able to sort of test things out and watch how the process unfolds. And every single one of our pilot program members has ended up with a website that is making hundreds and hundreds of dollars per day. And they've achieved this in a period of 7 or 8 weeks kind of a thing. In fact, from the top of my head, I mean, these people have, in the space of 7, 8, 9 weeks, built a website, or ended up with a website as part of this journey that has done $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 kind of a thing. So it's been pretty amazing to watch this unfold. And again, you can find out more about this on the next episode of The Growth Birth, but right now you can get more information about the method and how it works and the way that we run it by heading over to 123profit.com, downloading the book, and then listening in again next week to find out more about some of the results that our pilot program members have been able to achieve with it. So a few things for you to think about here today. I think, again, just to recap on a few points, I think doing less to have more is really important. Freeing up your time and following a plan that is congruent with you being able to do less and have more and achieve this idea of true lifestyle freedom. And it's important that you are always sort of thinking about what is the best thing for me to do right now? What is the path of least resistance for me right now? And in 2023, without doubt, I believe it is the model that we're talking about in this book. So anyway, download the book at 123profit.com, check it all out, and tune in again next week to learn about how some of our students have been crushing it with this. I wish you all the best for the year ahead. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next episode of The Growth Booth.